of all, a little brief introduction of what a morning basket is. It's a time when we either start the day as a group together, doing some fun things, or maybe after morning tea, when they've done the individual work, then we come back together to do it. Kind of all depends on the day. Usually we try to do it first off, because it's a fun way to kind of pull in from the morning of chores or playing or whatever is happening, getting ready for the day. And so this is a really one just to connect everyone together. So I thought I'd show you how I do my morning baskets and what's in mine. So we do ours by theme. We haven't always, but this is the way we're enjoying it at the moment. And so I always start by finding my core book that we're going to be reading for Read Alouds. And so today we're reading A Whale of the Wild, and this is a book told by the author's perspective and her brothers and their journey. And so the kids are loving the story, and so we picked this book, would be my first thing we picked, and then we kind of try and fill out from there. So once I have my main book, which I'll just put there, we try and find biographies. And so we are doing today, this time, with our ocean books, Rachel Carson. Now she was an award-winning nature writer who wrote mostly about ocean life, but also published things on pollution and how to keep the earth clean. And so then the Waldock Way, which we love, has a whole bunch of these who was kind of unit studies. And so we just print them out, and in that, this is my daughter's, she's done lots of colouring on hers. So we finished the book today, so we started on our workbook. We have to finish the book first before we start. And it has some copy work, a bit of a biography, and they'll either stick a picture in or draw a picture, depending on their mood of which child it is. We have a map of where she lived and where she moved. This is an experiment that we're going to go and do, and then they have to write about it and the conclusion. And then we have, this is a contrast compare my life to Rachel Carson, and then her timeline. So it's a little bit of facts, a little bit of information, and it's just a nice short thing that we add into our morning basket routine. We have a lot of Who Was books, and there's heaps of them, so you can probably find one relating to any topic, especially if you go a little bit broader and take a little bit of creativity rights with that, you'll find someone who matches in with things. So that's what we do, and so that's how we start. And then I go through all my resources and I find books and things that we have. So I'll show you what books we're looking at today. We've read most of them, we haven't read all of them, and we may not read all of them completely. So if they're a fact book, we may go through it but not read everything. So we have Cat in the Hat, Wish for a Fish. The kids enjoy A Cat in the Hat, so we have a few of those. We have Osborne Sharks. As going through this, we realised we have lots of shark books, and I think that's because we did a unit on sharks. And we have Science Comics, and this is on sharks, so that's a fun one for them to read by themselves. Another sharks book. These are great. If you haven't seen First Discoveries, these are great. They have these very cool clear pages that when you flip over, like, you can see through them, and so that's very cool. We have the sharks. We have this one, Osborne Seashore. We have Bash's Science Ocean. We have The Secrets of the Sea. It's the story of Gene Power. We have Shark Lady. It's the story of Eugene Clark. We really love biographies and real living stories, living books. Gail Gibbons' Coral Reef. Sorry. We have Seabird. We have, this is Seas and Oceans and an Animal Atlas. This was just a book that we found at our local shop. Just sort of, one of those kind of things where you just find lots of books and you just pick something in. So this has lots of different things about the ocean, and we kind of flip through, we read the information, we look at the pictures, trailing names of all the pictures. We have, this is one of our favourites. This is Inky's Amazing Rescue and Escape. So and this is a story of a octopus in our local aquarium that actually escaped back into the ocean, and the kids love this because we used to go and visit Inky, and then when he went missing, we would talk to the aquarium staff and they told the story, and then it actually got published, so we love that story. We also have a whole lot of these read and let's find out science books. So this is What's It Like to Be a Fish, a starfish, we have dolphins, and we have this one called Who Eats What, and this is goes really well with our chomp game. This is about food chains and food webs, and this is a card game about the same thing. So this is food chains in the ocean. So they kind of like go really well together. And then we have another Gail Gibbons book on sharks. We have Weird But True Ocean Facts. So this is a book where we would read and then we'd pick up, maybe read 3 or 4 pages, 5, sometimes we read 10 or 12, depending on how many the kids are into. And we just read all these really interesting and crazy facts about the ocean. Just want to spark kids' interest. Then we have this book here called The Big Book of the Blue, and this has just really lovely pictures, and we go through it and we'll read these information. It looks big, but actually it doesn't have a lot of words, so we can read it pretty quickly, and we'll do maybe half of the book in one sitting and the other half later. And we also use it for art, where the kids can get out their watercolours and they might copy some of that different marine life that they want to do. So that's kind of our books. And the other book we have is called Rock Pools, and I left it for last because this is a New Zealand book about our rocky shores, and so we really love including New Zealand stories when we can, or New Zealand biographies or games or anything like that, because obviously that's where we live and we want our kids to have a connection to where they're from. And so this is just all the different creatures you find in our rocky shores, and their names and what they look like. So we just, obviously other places have the same creatures, just call them in different names, such as, we call abalone paua, and we call sea urchins kinners. So yeah, just a really good book to connect us to our local wildlife, and we often take it down to the rocky shore and the kids can kind of try and identify things, so that's really fun. So then that's kind of all our books, and that's what we'll read through. This time we probably will read through most of those because most of them are picture books, don't take a lot of time to get through. Then we have a whole lot of other things. So we have this lovely little Lego set, and you can build a fish or a seahorse or a dolphin, and one of my girls loves it so much she's actually taken the turtle and dolphin, so we have to kind of reclaim them, but that's just something they might do while I read. They often draw pictures about the book I'm reading, so that's kind of things. We love Professor Noggins and have a whole selection of his games. So generally there'll be Professor Noggins games in our morning basket, so that just a fun trivia game. If you haven't seen Professor Noggins, they're amazing, you should check them out. We also have this little game by Top Trumps. This is an older version, and the newer versions come in a plastic case, but it contains the same amount of cards, and you play it the same way. And it's just a simple game where you're trying to have the highest number in a certain area. So you play for size, brains, speed or strength, and you decide which one you're doing, and if you get the highest number you get all the cards. And there's a little fact about each creature on the cards. So it's another way to get a little bit of facts, and it's just kind of fun. We have I Saw It First Ocean. So this is a spotted game. There's 6 triangles that make up one big hexagon, and there's about 300 different things you're trying to find, and they come in little discs, and the first person to find it collects the discs. Usually we do 10, sometimes we just time it for 5 minutes or 10 minutes, and whoever's got the most wins, or sometimes we just play and no one wins, and but that's super fun too. Then we have Ocean Bingo, and we love this range. You can get them as matching pairs as well, but they're beautifully drawn and they have great names, and it's really well done. So we don't feel like they're just saying seahorse, they actually tell you it's the Pacific seahorse or things like that. So really, really love this. It helps the kids identify different things, but done in a beautifully artistic way. And then we have our little shark model. I don't know if you can see it, but it has 2 baby sharks inside it. And so the kids will pull it apart and have a look at it, and it's just a fun thing to fiddle with, and we've had it for ages, and the kids usually all would have in our morning basket, but this time we've decided to combine a little bit more science in it, and so we're actually doing a marine biology unit from the Good and the Beautiful. We really love the Good and the Beautiful science. We do it for most of our science, I think nearly all of it this year. And this is the unit book, and it's just beautiful pictures and words to study and ocean zones, and we'll just go through that and do the little experiments and stuff. This has got 12 lessons, so this will probably take us 3 to 4 weeks. So we'll finish this morning basket while we finish marine biology, because we didn't actually start this at the same time. Usually they kind of we run it about the same time. And then each kid gets a journal, and though we have kids at different ages, from grade 6, we really like this is just meant to be fun and simple. So you get, this is free on the Good and the Beautiful website, and we just printed it out and took it to our local stationery shop and got it bound so they stay all together. I like having things bound when we don't use papers, so that's kind of what's in our morning basket. Usually it will take 2 weeks for a morning basket, sometimes a little less, sometimes a little more, depending on the length of the book, since we always base it on our book, and then we just swap it out. So, and like I said, we haven't quite finished this, so we will actually continue this when we're finished. I'm changing this over, but the kids won't mind. And our next morning basket is going to be paleontology, fossils and dinosaurs, so yeah, that will be a fun one to see as well. So yeah, subscribe and like, and you'll be able to see our next one, and I'll show you our next few morning baskets and how we do them and what we use for them. We just find it's a really fun way to add a bit of fun and a unit study way into the kids' school life. Yeah, so we generally do this, then they'll go off and do the individual maths and language and social studies and science and reading and everything else they're doing. So we do morning baskets together, we do science together, and we do history together, usually in art if we're doing art or things like that. But this is just, it also means if we've had a really busy day or things are really stressful, we do this, and that's fine. I feel like we've done some really good work, and then we will, yeah, do something else another day. So thanks for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed seeing what was in my morning basket.